"Where'd you steal that uniform, boy?" Sergeant Donovan Harlan's voice echoes through the lobby of Riverside Police Station. A black man in full police blues stands at the front desk, badge clipped to his chest, uniform pressed, posture confident, everything official. Too official. "You think putting on our clothes makes you a cop?" Harlan walks closer. "That black face in our uniform is an insult to every real officer here." The man turns. "I need to—" "Get on the ground!" Harlan charges, grabs the collar, yanks him backward, and slams him chest first into the reception desk. Stolen valor. Impersonating an officer, you're going to jail. Steel handcuffs snap shut. The man's face presses against the wood. His uniform crumples. 13 officers watch from across the lobby. Nobody intervenes. What just happened will destroy every single one of them. Keep watching. Because who this man really is will change everything. The man stays on that desk, face down, hands cuffed behind his back, his badge pressed into his ribcage. The metal digs into his chest with every breath. Harlan stands over him. "Don't move, backup's coming." The man doesn't move, doesn't speak. His breathing stays controlled, even though his wrists are going numb. 20 years as a cop taught him this. Compliance buys time. Resistance buys a casket. Around him, the station continues like nothing happened. Phones ring, keyboards click. Someone laughs at a joke in the break room. An officer walks past carrying coffee, glances down at the man on the desk, and keeps walking. Not one person asks Harlan what's happening. Not one person checks the badge. Not one person sees a black man in uniform and thinks, maybe we should ask questions first. Those minutes feel like hours. Earlier that morning, Malik Rivera stands in his bathroom straightening his tie. 43 years old, 20 years in law enforcement. Today is supposed to be different. Today, he's not just a cop, he's the boss. His son Keon appears in the doorway. 16. Basketball jersey. "You nervous?" "Should I be?" "New job, new city, new people who don't know you yet." Keon leans against the doorframe. "Yeah, Dad, you should be nervous." Malik smiles and pins his badge to his uniform. The gold shield catches the light. Chief of Police, Riverside County. It took 15 interviews, 8 background checks, and months of waiting, but he got it. "You'll be home for dinner, right?" "Right?" Keon asks. "Promise." "You always say that. I always mean it." Malik grabs his briefcase. Inside are personnel files, budget reports, reform proposals, everything he needs to fix a broken department. "This is important, Keon. This city needs change. Just don't let them eat you alive." Malik pauses and looks at his son. They won't. But standing here now, face down on a desk, handcuffs cutting into his wrists, he wonders if Keon was right. Riverside has problems. Everyone knows it. 52 complaints filed against police officers in 3 years. Only 2 resulted in real discipline. The rest were buried, dismissed, or lost in bureaucratic limbo. Black residents are stopped 4 times more often than white residents for identical infractions. Use of force incidents are 70% higher in minority neighborhoods. And every time someone complains, the system protects itself. The previous chief retired quietly. No scandal, no investigation. Just a gold watch and a pension. But everyone knew the complaints weren't accidents. They were patterns. And patterns mean policy, even if that policy is unwritten. The city council needed an outsider, someone who didn't owe favors, someone who couldn't be controlled by the union, someone who would actually hold officers accountable. They chose Malik. Outside perspective, Mayor Elena Soto had said during his final interview, "You're not part of the old boys club. That's exactly what we need." Malik had asked the hard question. What if the department pushes back? Then you push harder. Now, lying on this desk, Malik realizes what pushback actually means. It doesn't mean arguments in meetings. It doesn't mean bureaucratic delays. It means this: humiliation, dehumanization. A message sent before he even reaches his office. "You don't belong here." Harlan's radio crackles. "Sarge, we got his info. You need to see this." There's a pause. A long one. Then Harlan's voice. Quieter now. "What?" His badge number checks out. It's legit. And his ID says... The radio cuts off. Silence stretches across the lobby like a held breath. Harlan grabs Malik's shoulder, pulls him upright, and looks at the badge on his chest. Really looks this time. "Chief Malik Rivera, Riverside Police Department." Harlan's face goes pale. The handcuffs stay on, but everything just changed. Harlan stares at the badge, then at Malik's face, then back at the badge. "Chief Malik Rivera." The words don't compute. Harlan's been here 15 years. He knows every supervisor, every administrator. This black man wasn't supposed to be here. "Get these cuffs off me." Malik's voice is flat. Not angry, colder than angry. Harlan fumbles for his keys. His hands shake. The key misses the lock twice. Finally, the cuffs click open. Malik stands slowly and rubs his wrists. Red marks circle both arms where the steel cut in. He straightens his uniform, picks up his briefcase, and doesn't look at Harlan. The lobby is silent. Every officer has stopped working. They're watching. Harlan clears his throat. "Chief, we didn't know." "You didn't ask." Malik cuts him off. "You saw a black man in uniform, an assumed criminal. Didn't check credentials, didn't ask questions, just acted. It was a misunderstanding. It was exactly what it looked like." Malik adjusts his badge. The metal is bent from being pressed into the desk. 8 minutes on that desk. 8 minutes while you decided what I was worth. Harlan's jaw tightens. "We have security protocol. I was wearing a badge. We thought it was stolen. Why?" The question hangs. Harlan doesn't answer. Can't. Because the truth isn't about protocols. It's about assumptions. About who gets believed and who gets handcuffed. Malik picks up his briefcase. "What's your name?" "Sergeant Donovan Harlan. How long with Riverside PD?" 15 years. "Complaints against you?" Harlan hesitates. "Nothing sustained." "Nothing sustained." Malik repeats it slowly. "Interesting." He walks toward the elevator. Officers step back, like accountability is contagious. "Chief." Harlan's voice stops him. "We take care of our own here. This department is a family. We protect each other." His confidence returns. "You're new. You don't know how things work, but you'll learn." Malik nods. "I'll remember that." The elevator doors close. Alone now, Malik exhales. Long. Controlled. The breath he's been holding since Harlan grabbed him. His wrists throb. His chest aches. His shoulder hurts. But none of that matters. What matters is what just happened. Those minutes showed him everything. Not isolated incidents. A culture. A system designed to protect itself. The elevator opens on the second floor. Malik walks to his office. The door has his nameplate. He steps inside. Small office. Desk. Chair. Window overlooking the parking lot. Files stacked on the desk. Welcome materials. Policy manuals. On top, a handwritten note. "Welcome to Riverside. Looking forward to working with you. Detective Simone Vargas, Internal Affairs." Malik sits, opens his briefcase, and takes out his notebook. Leather. Worn. A gift from his father, the inscription inside. "Do right even when it costs." It's costing already. His phone buzzes. "Keon, how's the first day?" Malik stares at the screen. He could lie. Say everything's fine. Instead, complicated. Tell you tonight. He looks out the window. In the parking lot below, Harlan talks to 3 other officers. They're watching the building. Watching his window. Malik recognizes that look. People who just realize the rules might change, and they don't like it. The door opens. A woman walks in, mid-30s, detective badge, exhausted eyes. Chief Rivera, Simone Vargas. Malik stands and shakes her hand. You left the note. I did. She closes the door. I heard what happened. I'm sorry. Don't be. Just tell me. Is Harlan always like that? Vargas's face stays neutral. You should see his file. She slides a folder across the desk. Malik opens it. Inside, 12 formal complaints. Excessive force. Racial profiling. Intimidation. Falsified reports. Dates spanning 8 years. Every single one marked not sustained or insufficient evidence, or complainant declined to cooperate. 12 complaints, 0 consequences. Malik looks up. How is this possible? The union. Vargas sits. POA protects everyone. Doesn't matter what you did. They bury it. I've been trying to investigate for 2 years. Got nowhere. Why? Because the previous chief was part of the problem. He and the union president are golf buddies. Every complaint I flagged got closed. Every witness got intimidated. Every file got lost. She leans forward. You want to know why Harlan felt comfortable doing what he did? Because he's done it before and nothing ever happened. Malik closes the folder and looks at Vargas. Really looks. She's tired. Battle-worn. The kind of tired that comes from fighting alone. Not anymore, he says. Vargas's expression doesn't change, but something shifts in her eyes. Hope. Small. Fragile, but there. What do you need from me? She asks. Everything, every complaint, every file, every name. That's going to make you very unpopular. I didn't come here to be popular. Outside, Harlan is still watching. But Malik isn't backing down. The video goes live later that morning. Paulo Reyes, a city maintenance worker, was in the lobby. He saw Harlan slam Malik into the desk, saw the handcuffs, saw those long minutes of humiliation. He pulled out his phone and recorded the last stretch of it. His caption, they just handcuffed someone at the police station. Update, they handcuffed the new chief. Views climb fast. Local news picks it up, then national. Malik sits in his office watching his phone explode. Text messages, emails, voicemails. Everyone wants a statement. He ignores them all. Instead, he reads files. Vargas brought 6 more. Officers with complaint histories, patterns of behavior, use of force incidents never properly investigated. Officer Callum Reed, 8 complaints, illegal searches. 1 from Natalie Hendricks, strip searched on the highway with cars passing. Finding, sustained with counseling. Translation, verbal warning. Back to work. Officer Harlan Voss. 6 complaints, all from Black and Latino residents, all dismissed as unfounded. Officer Nolan Fletcher. 5 complaints, most recent, Elliot Vaughn. Teenager beaten during a traffic stop. Fractured ribs. Emergency room. Fletcher's report said Vaughn was combative. Medical records said otherwise. Finding, not sustained. Malik closes the file. How many total? 52 complaints in 3 years. 18 different officers. 2 got real discipline. Vargas leans against the desk. The union buries them. Complainant files paperwork. A investigates. Barely. Union claims due process violations. Investigation stalls. Witnesses stop cooperating. Case closed. And you fought this? For 2 years. Got isolated. My car keyed. My daughter harassed at school. Her voice drops. The message was clear. Malik's jaw tightens. That ends today. A knock. An officer sticks his head in. Mayor's on line 1. Malik picks up. Mayor Soto. Chief. Her voice is tight. The video is everywhere. Press conference soon. What's your plan? Do my job. That's not a plan. She pauses. The union is calling this a misunderstanding. They're saying Harlan followed protocol. They're controlling the narrative. What are you doing about it? Malik looks at the files. 52 complaints. 52 people who got nothing. Full internal affairs investigation. starting with Harlan, reviewing every complaint from the past 3 years. Silence. Then, you understand what you're starting? Yeah. The union will fight. Half the department will hate you. This gets ugly. It's already ugly. I'm making it visible. She exhales. I'll back you publicly. But Chief, you better be right. I am. She hangs up. The press conference begins. Malik watches on his office TV. Mayor Soto at a podium. 40 reporters. This morning an incident occurred involving Chief Malik Rivera. We take this seriously. Chief Rivera has our full support as he conducts a thorough review. Will Harlan face discipline? That's under investigation. Does the chief plan to continue? He has this administration's full confidence. Carefully worded non-answers. Then Warren Bishop's turn. POA president. 52 years old. 28 years on the force. He stands in the union office surrounded by 15 officers in uniform. Show of force. Our officers acted appropriately. Sergeant Harlan encountered an unidentified individual in a secure area. He followed protocols. When credentials were verified, the individual was immediately released. The video shows excessive force. The video shows 3 minutes of a complex situation. Bishop doesn't blink. Sergeant Harlan is a decorated 15-year veteran with an exemplary record. This rush to judgment is irresponsible. It undermines officer safety and morale. What about the chief's allegations? What allegations? Chief Rivera hasn't made formal allegations. He experienced an unfortunate misunderstanding. We've reached out to apologize. Bishop leans in. The Riverside Police Officers Association stands behind our officers. We protect those who protect this community. He walks out. Officers surround him, united front. Malik turns off the TV. His phone rings. Unknown number. Chief Rivera, Grace Coleman. My son was killed by Riverside Police 8 years ago. Unarmed. Officer was cleared. Her voice is tired. Worn. I'm not calling for sympathy. I'm calling because hundreds of us are gathering outside City Hall tonight. You need to know. You're not alone. Malik grips the phone tighter. Thank you. She hangs up. That evening, 500 people stand outside City Hall. Signs. Your chief. Their target. And 52 complaints. Zero justice. No chanting. No shouting. Just presence. Bodies demanding to be seen. Malik watches the news coverage. Keon texts. Dad, you're on every channel. Are you safe? He types, I'm fine. Home soon. But he's not sure that's true. His office door is still open. Through the window, he sees the parking lot. Empty now. Harlan is gone. But the battle lines are drawn. 500 people outside City Hall believe in him. A police union with unlimited resources wants him gone. And somewhere in this building, officers are making a choice. Adapt or resist. Malik closes his laptop and grabs his briefcase. It's time to go home. Time to explain to Keon why his first day made national news. But tomorrow he goes to war. The next day, City Council chambers. Malik Rivera stands before 7 council members, right hand raised, left hand on a Bible. The room is packed. Media in back. Community members, filling every seat. Harlan sits 3 rows from the front, arms crossed. Mayor Soto administers the oath. Do you solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution and laws of California? I do. To serve Riverside with integrity and accountability? I do. And to hold every officer, including yourself, to the highest standards? I do. The gavel falls. Malik Rivera is officially chief. He steps to the microphone. No notes. Yesterday, I walked into Riverside Police Station for the first time. Within minutes, I was handcuffed and treated as a threat. Not because I resisted, but because officers saw a black man and assumed danger. Silence. Complete silence. Some asked if I would continue. The answer is yes. Because if this happened to me, someone with a badge, Someone with authority, what happens to everyone else? He pauses. Effective immediately. I'm ordering a full internal affairs investigation. Case number IA-2024-0156. Every officer involved will be interviewed, every policy reviewed. If violations are found, there will be accountability. Harlan's jaw tightens. I'm placing Sergeant Donovan Harlan on administrative leave with pay pending investigation. This is procedure. The room erupts. Half applauds. The other half, off-duty officers, sit silent. Malik raises his hand. Noise dies. This department has good officers. Officers who serve with honor. But we also have a culture that protects misconduct. That ends today. Mayor Soto stands. This council stands with you. Meeting adjourns. Soon after, Harlan is in internal affairs, handing over his badge and weapon. The symbol is clear. The system that always protected him just stopped. Malik watches from his window. Harlan walks to his car, rigid shoulders, controlled movements. But his face shows disbelief. Vargas appears in the doorway. Half the station is in shock. The other half is terrified. Good. Fear means change is possible, or they push back harder. Let them. Vargas hands him a folder. Thicker than the day before. You wanted to know how deep this goes. Start here. Malik opens it. 52 complaints. 3 years. Names. Dates. Allegations. Outcomes. 52 complaints. 2 with real discipline. Who else has access? Just me. And now you. Why didn't the previous chief act? Because he was part of the problem. Malik flips through pages. Complaint after complaint. Pattern after pattern. Systematic. Institutional. Protected. I need to talk to these people. Every complainant. Most won't talk. They don't want to relive it. Then we make it safe. How? A CLU, civil rights attorneys, federal oversight if necessary. We make this bigger than Riverside. Vargas nods. That makes you a lot of enemies. I already have enemies. She leaves. Malik sits alone, the folder on his desk. 52 stories. 52 failures. His phone did. Saw the ceremony. Proud of you, Dad. Malik smiles and types. Thanks, buddy. He sets the phone down and looks at the folder. Harlan's file shows 12 complaints. That means 40 others across 17 different officers. This isn't about one bad cop. His door opens. Vargas returns with a box. Financial records, union contracts, email chains between the previous chief and POA leadership. She sets it on his desk. If you're really doing this, you need to see everything. Malik opens the box. Inside are documents that will change everything he thought he knew about this department. But when he starts reading, what he finds goes deeper than misconduct, deeper than complaints. It goes to money, power, and a system designed to protect both at any cost. The files cover Malik's desk. 52 complaints. 3 years. A pattern so clear it's surgical. Vargas sits across from him, laptop open. They've been at this for hours. The station is empty. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. Start with Harlan, Malik says. Vargas pulls the first file. Complaint C-2022-0089. Complainant Elliot Vaughn, age 19. Traffic stop on Route 33. She slides it across. Malik reads. Elliot Vaughn was driving home from work. Night shift at a warehouse. Harlan pulled him over for a broken taillight. According to Elliot's statement, he complied with every instruction. License, registration, hands on the wheel. But when Harlan asked him to step out, Elliot asked why. That question became justification for everything that followed. Harlan's report. Subject was combative, reached toward waistband, posed imminent threat to officer safety. Elliot's medical report. 2 fractured ribs, contusions on back and shoulders, lacerations on wrists from handcuffs, internal affairs finding, not sustained, insufficient evidence to contradict officer account. Malik looks at the photos. Elliot Vaughn, shirtless in an emergency room. The bruises are deep purple, almost black. They cover his ribcage like a map. What happened after the complaint was filed? Nothing. IA interviewed Harlan. He stuck to his story. No witnesses. Elliot's word against a 15-year veteran. Vargas's voice is flat. Case closed. Elliot moved to Arizona months later. Malik sets the file aside. Next. Vargas pulls another. Complaint C-2023-0034. Natalie Hendricks, age 34. Single mother, 2 kids. Natalie's story is different, but the pattern is identical. Pulled over for expired registration. Officer Callum Reed asked to search her car. Natalie said no. She knew her rights. Reed called backup. 3 officers arrived. They searched anyway. Found nothing. But during the search, they performed what Natalie's complaint describes as a humiliating and invasive pat-down in full view of passing traffic. IA finding, sustained with counseling. Officer received verbal reprimand, Malik repeats, for violating Fourth Amendment rights. Standard outcome. Sustained means they admitted it happened, but discipline is discretionary. Union makes sure it stays minimal. Malik looks at the next file, and the next, and the next. Complaint T-202. 3-0112. Reverend Clayton Ashford, age 62. Pulled over while driving a church van full of food donations. Harlan stopped him for suspicious behavior, driving slowly through a residential neighborhood. The neighborhood where Reverend Ashford's church runs a food bank, where he's distributed meals every Saturday for 8 years. Harlan's report. Subject became verbally aggressive when questioned. Reverend Ashford's statement. I asked why he stopped me. He told me to shut up and produce identification. I've never been spoken to that way in my life. IA finding. Not sustained. Malik counts. 12 complaints against Harlan. 8 against Reed. 6 against Fletcher. 5 against Voss. The rest scattered among 14 other officers. 52 total. 2 sustained with meaningful discipline. 50 dismissed, downgraded, or buried. Vargas opens her laptop. I ran statistical analysis. It's not just raw numbers, it's patterns. She turns the screen toward Malik. Black residents, 4.2 times more likely to be stopped than white residents for identical infractions. Latino residents, 3.8 times more likely. Use of force. Black and Latino residents account for 68% of incidents, despite being 42% of the population. Searches, 73% target people of color. Success rate, contraband found, 12%. Malik stares at the numbers. These aren't isolated incidents, this is policy. Unofficial policy. Nothing written, just understood. Stop quotas, pressure to make arrests, and a union that protects anyone who crosses the line. Malik closes the laptop and opens another file. This one is different. Email chain. Printed. Filed. Subject line. Harlan situation. Keep quiet. First email from Warren Bishop, POA President, to previous Chief Tom Brennan. Tom, we need to close the Ashford complaint quietly. Media gets hold of this, it's a nightmare. I'll handle union side. You handle counsel. No press, no public hearings. Make it go away. Response from Chief Brennan. Agreed. IA will find insufficient evidence. Harlan stays on duty. Let's move on. Malik reads it twice. This is conspiracy, obstruction. It's also how the system works. Union protects officers. Chief protects union. Council stays out because they don't want to fight POA during elections. Vargas leans back. Everyone wins, except the people who file complaints. Malik pulls out his notebook, the leather one. He writes 3 names. Elliot Vaughn, Natalie Hendricks, Clayton Ashford. We're going to find them. Every complainant in these files. We're going to ask them to tell their stories again. On the record. Vargas exhales. They're scared. Most won't talk. They've been through it once. Then we make it safe. How? A CLU. Civil rights attorneys, federal oversight. We make this bigger than Riverside. He stands and walks to the window. Outside the city is dark. A few streetlights. A few cars. Somewhere out there, Elliot Vaughn is trying to forget. Natalie Hendricks is raising 2 kids. Reverend Ashford is preparing Sunday's sermon. And Harlan is at home, badge suspended, but still collecting a paycheck. Still protected by a union that has never let one of its own fall. Malik turns back. Get me contact information for every complainant. Prioritize the more recent ones. They're most likely to still be here. And if they say no, we respect that. But we ask. Vargas closes her laptop and gathers files. You know this gets worse before it gets better. I know. The union will fight. Harlan will fight. Half the department will see you as the enemy. Let them. She reaches the door and stops. Chief, for what it's worth, thank you. Malik nods. When she's gone, he sits alone. The files are still there. 52 stories. 52 moments when the system failed. His phone buzzes. Kian. You coming home? Tiakam. It's late. Malik checks the time and texts back. On my way. Sorry. It's okay. Nabav. Malik gathers the files and locks them in his desk. Tomorrow, he'll start making calls. Tomorrow, he'll ask people to relive their worst moments. Tomorrow, he'll begin dismantling a culture entrenched for years. But tonight, he allows himself one thought. This is why I took the job. He grabs his jacket, turns off the lights, and walks to the elevator. The station is quiet, empty, but something is building. He can feel it. Pressure. Momentum. The kind that comes before an explosion. In the parking lot, his car is alone. He gets in, starts the engine, and drives home through empty streets. When he pulls into his driveway, Kian is waiting on the porch, still awake, still worried. Malik gets out and walks up the steps. You should be asleep. Couldn't sleep. Wanted to make sure you were okay. Malik puts his arm around his son's shoulders. I'm okay. You don't look okay. I'm tired, but I'm okay. They go inside. The house is quiet. Safe. Normal. For a few hours, Malik can pretend the files don't exist. The complaints don't exist. The system he's about to dismantle doesn't exist. But tomorrow it all comes back. And it's bigger than he thought. The lawsuit arrives on day 12. 32 pages. Filed by the Riverside Police Officers Association on behalf of Donovan Harlan. Claim. Chief Rivera violated collective bargaining agreements. Remedy. Reinstatement. Removal of discipline records. And Rivera's termination. Malik reads it. Vargas stands by the window. They're not playing. Neither am I. That afternoon, Warren Bishop holds a press conference. 20 reporters, 5 cameras. These allegations lack context. Sergeant Harlan is a 15-year veteran with an exemplary record. His voice is measured. Officer Nolan Fletcher, named in Chief Rivera's investigation, was a decorated member of this department. Tragically, Officer Fletcher took his own life 2 days ago. His family blames the relentless pressure driven by this investigation. Cameras capture his solemn expression. This rush to judgment is destroying lives. Our officers followed protocol. Chief Rivera is conducting a politically motivated witch hunt. By midday, it's the lead story. Officer suicide linked to Chief's investigation. The narrative shifts. Malik isn't the victim. He's the aggressor. Kian calls during lunch. Dad, kids at school are saying you got someone killed. Malik closes his door. It's complicated. Is it true? Did an officer kill himself? Yes. Because of you? Because of a system that protected him instead of holding him accountable. When accountability finally came, he couldn't face it. Kian is quiet. Are you safe? I'm fine. You don't sound fine. I have to go. Love you. He hangs up. That evening, Vargas receives a text. Unknown number. Drop it, or your daughter will regret it. She screenshots it, forwards it to Malik, and checks her daughter's location. Safe at home. In the parking lot, her rear tire is flat, slashed. Clean cut. Deliberate. She calls Malik. They're escalating. I'm on my way. Don't. If you come, they make this about protecting me. Her voice is steady. I'll file a report, but I'm not running. Check in every few hours. Deal. That night, Kian comes home with a torn shirt. Malik sees it immediately. What happened? Nothing. Kian. Some guys cornered me after practice. Said their dads are cops. Said you're making them look bad. Called you a traitor. Malik's jaw tightens. Did they hurt you? Just pushed me. Tore my shirt. Names. It doesn't matter. If you do something, it makes it worse. Kian's voice drops. Just let it go. Malik wants to argue, but he sees the look in his son's eyes. The same look in Elliot Vaughn's file. The same look in Natalie Hendricks' complaint. The look that says, I just want this over. Okay? But if it happens again, I know. They sit in silence. The TV is on. A talk show host discusses Riverside. Chief Rivera is overreaching, prioritizing politics over safety. Good officers thrown under the bus. Malik turns it off. Kian looks at him. Are you going to quit? No. Why not? Because if I quit, they win. And the next 52 people have no one. Kian nods. Doesn't fully understand, but trusts his father. That night, Malik sits alone. Coffee cold. Phone off. He thinks about Nolan Fletcher. 28. Dead. Media blaming Malik. Union blaming Malik. But Malik read Fletcher's file. 6 complaints. 5 dismissed. 1 sustained with counseling. Fletcher wasn't a monster. He was a product of a system that taught him consequences didn't exist. When they finally arrived, he couldn't handle it. Malik doesn't feel guilty, but he feels the weight. His father's inscription echoes, do right, even when it costs. It's costing. His laptop is open. Email draft. Subject, letter of resignation. Body blank. Cursor blinking. He stares at it for a long time. His phone buzzes. Vargas. You awake? He calls. Yeah. Can't sleep. Been thinking. About? Whether this is worth it. Whether we're making things better or burning everything down. Malik doesn't answer immediately. You want to stop? Silence. Then, no. But I want to know we're not destroying lives for nothing. Malik looks at the blank email. I don't know if we are. If you stop now, they win. And the next 52 people have no one. Malik closes the laptop. I'm not stopping. You sure? No, but I'm not stopping. They talk for a few more minutes. Strategy. Next steps. When they hang up, Malik deletes the resignation email. Doesn't save it. Just gone. He pours water and drinks it at the sink. The house is silent. Kian asleep upstairs. The world hasn't changed, but Malik has. Past the doubt now. Past the fear. Not because fear is gone, but because he's decided to act anyway. Upstairs, he checks on Kian. The boy sprawled across his bed. Safe. Oblivious. Malik closes the door quietly. He doesn't sleep, but he stops staring at walls. Tomorrow, something shifts. Later, in the quiet hours, Malik sits in his kitchen staring at a wall. The house is silent. Kian asleep upstairs. Refrigerator hums. A car passes outside, fading into the distance. Malik's coffee is cold. He drinks it anyway. His phone is on the table. Missed calls, unread emails, hate mail, death threats. A few supporters. He's ignored them all. On the counter, a bottle of sleeping pills. Prescribed after his wife died years ago. He hasn't touched them since. Tonight he stares at them, wondering about silence, about the weight lifting, He picks up his phone and scrolls to Keon's name. Finger hovers over call. But it's the middle of the night. Keon is asleep. Keon shouldn't carry his father's doubt. Malik sets it down. He thinks about his father. 12 years old. Kitchen table. His father came home late, exhausted. Malik's mother asked what was wrong. I tried to do the right thing. It cost me everything. What happened? Reported my supervisor for stealing. HR fired me. Said I was a troublemaker. Malik's mother touched his hand. So what now? I keep going. Because if I stop, he wins. And the next person has no one. Malik was 12. Didn't understand. But he remembered. Now, decades later, same chair, Malik understands completely. His hands are shaking. Not fear. Exhaustion. The kind from fighting when the other side has unlimited resources and you have a borrowed desk. His phone buzzes. Vargas. He answers. Chief, you still there? Yeah. Liar. You're somewhere else, I can hear it. Malik doesn't respond. Listen, I've been doing this 2 years. Fighting alone. Getting nowhere. Watching complaints disappear. I was ready to quit 100 times. Why didn't you? Because quitting meant admitting they were right. That some people don't deserve justice. She pauses. Then you walked in. For the first time, someone with power actually gave a damn. Malik looks at the sleeping pills. What if I'm making it worse? Fletcher is dead. Your daughter threatened. Keon bullied. For what? 2 suspended officers and files? For 52 people who thought no one cared. For every black kid pulled over wondering if he'll make it home. For every mother who prays her son doesn't meet the wrong cop. Vargas's voice hardens. You're not making it worse. You're making it visible. Visibility is the first step. Silence. If you stop now, they win. And the next 52 people have no one. Malik closes his eyes. His father's words. Vargas's words. Same message. I'm not stopping. Good. Because this is when it gets better. How do you know? Because I'm looking at an email that just came in. A CLU wants to help. And you need to see who else reached out. Malik opens his laptop and refreshes email. 3 new messages. Preston Whitmore. Claire Donnelly. One from an address he doesn't recognize. He opens the 3rd. Chief Rivera. My name is Nolan Fletcher. I'm an officer in your department. I was there the morning you were handcuffed. I didn't say anything. I should have. But I'm saying something now. And I'm not alone. Attached. A document. A petition. 200 signatures. Officers from every shift. Every division. We stand with Chief Rivera. Malik stares at the screen. 200 names. He looks at the sleeping pills on the counter, then back at the screen. 200 officers who could have stayed silent, who could have chosen safety over principle, but didn't. He closes the pill bottle and pushes it to the back of the cabinet. He's not alone anymore. His phone buzzes. Keon. Dad, you up? Heard you moving around. Malik texts back. Yeah, can't sleep. You okay? Just wanted to say I'm proud of you. Even when it's hard. Malik stares at the message. His son. 16 years old. Understanding more than Malik gives him credit for. He types, Thanks, buddy. Go back to sleep. Love you. Malik closes his laptop, pours the cold coffee down the sink, and makes fresh. Tomorrow. Today. Technically. He has work to do. Phone calls to make. Allies to organize. A system to dismantle. But right now, in this moment, he allows himself something he hasn't felt in days. Hope. Stay with me. Because what happens next is the reason this story matters. The ACLU brief lands on Malik's desk. 43 pages. Attorney Preston Whitmore's signature at the bottom. Amicus curiae brief in support of Chief Malik Rivera and internal investigation into systemic misconduct. Whitmore called days earlier. We've represented Riverside PD victims for 6 years. 7 lawsuits. $2 million in settlements. All with NDAs. Nothing changed. You're the first with power actually trying to fix it. The brief lays out everything. Statistical evidence, case summaries, testimony from plaintiffs willing to violate NDAs. It's a legal weapon. Malik reads it twice. Wayne calls Whitmore. When can you be here? Already on my way. That afternoon, Officer Nolan Fletcher walks into Malik's office. 26. 3 years on the force. He was in the lobby that morning. Chief, I was there when you got cuffed. 10 feet away. I didn't do anything. I should have. Why now? Fletcher pulls out folded paper. Because 199 other officers and I want you to know you're not alone. A petition. 200 signatures. We stand with Chief Malik Rivera. We believe in accountability. We joined to protect and serve, not to protect misconduct. Malik reads every name. Fletcher. The union will target everyone to get everyone on this list. We know. We're doing it anyway. Thank you. Thank us when it's over. That evening, journalist Claire Donnelly publishes the first of a 6-part series. Headline: Riverside POA's secret cash flow. $380,000 in annual kickbacks. The article traces money from Task Force Solutions LLC to the POA's discretionary fund. In exchange for training contracts, Task Force guarantees union leadership 15% administrative fees. Legal. Barely. But damning. Bishop's name every. Signatures or emails, bank deposits. Shares climb. People gather outside City Hall. Signs. Justice for the 52. No more cover-ups. We stand with Rivera. Grace Coleman stands at the front. She's not alone anymore. Hundreds of people surround her. Black, white, Latino, Asian, young, old. A city tired of the same pattern. Malik watches from his window. Vargas beside him. We did it. No, we started it. His phone rings. Unknown number. Chief Rivera. Special Agent Garrison, FBI. I've reviewed materials your attorney sent. We need to talk. Malik sits up. I'm listening. Not on the phone. Riverside tomorrow. Your office. I'll be here. She hangs up. Malik looks at Vargas. FBI just called. Vargas's eyes widen. What did they say? They want to talk. Outside, thousands of voices rise. Not chanting. Just presence, demanding to be heard. 200 officers signed a petition. The ACLU filed a brief. A journalist exposed financial corruption. Thousands of people filled the streets. And the FBI is coming. Malik isn't alone anymore. Neither are the 52. But the biggest bomb hasn't dropped yet. An unmarked envelope arrives at Malik's office. No return address. No note. Just a USB drive. Malik holds it up to the light. Ordinary. Black plastic. Could be anything. Could be nothing. He plugs it into his computer. One file. Audio recording. 42 minutes long. Dated weeks ago. Before Malik was even hired. He presses play. The audio quality is clear. Background noise. Chairs scraping. Papers shuffling. Someone clearing a throat. Then voices. Warren Bishop. All right, let's get started. We need to talk about the complaints. Second voice. Malik doesn't recognize it. How many this quarter, Bishop? 14, same as last quarter. Most are Harlan, a few others. Third voice. What's the play? Bishop. Same as always. We've buried complaints before. We'll do it again. ITA reviews them. Finds insufficient evidence. Case closed. The new chief might be a problem, but he's not here yet. By the time he figures out the system, we'll have everything locked down. Second voice. What about community groups? They're pushing for transparency. Bishop. Let them push. We have the union contract. We have collective bargaining. They can't touch us without violating labor law. And if they try, we sue. It's worked for 30 years. It'll work now. Laughter. Not malicious. just casual. The laughter of people who've never faced consequences. Fourth voice. What about Vargas? She's still poking around. Bishop. Vargas is done. She has no allies, no credibility. She filed reports for 2 years and nothing happened. She's learned her lesson. She's persistent, though. Bishop. Persistence without power is just noise. More shuffling. Someone coughs. Then Bishop again. Listen. The city paid us $380,000 last year from training contracts alone. Task force is happy. We're happy. Officers get better equipment. Everyone wins. But that only works if we keep pressure off. No scandals, no media, no federal attention. Make sure IA keeps doing its job, which is making problems disappear. The recording continues. Details about specific complaints. Strategies for deflecting media inquiries. Discussion about which council members are sympathetic and which need managing. Near the end, someone asks, "What if the new chief doesn't play ball?" Bishop's response is immediate. Then we make him irrelevant. File grievances. Challenge every decision. Make his life so difficult he either quits or gives up. We've done it before. We've done it. The recording ends. Malik sits in silence. He saves the file. Makes 3 copies. Sends one to Whitmore. One to Vargas. One to Secure Cloud. Then he calls the number Agent Garrison gave him. Agent Garrison, this is Chief Malik Rivera. I have evidence of systemic corruption within my department and obstruction of justice by the police union. I'm requesting a federal civil rights investigation. Pause. Then, send me everything you have. Hours later, Special Agent Garrison is in his office. 42. 15 years with the Bureau. Sharp eyes. Sharper questions. She listens to the audio. Reviews the files. Examines the financial records Claire Donnelly published. When she's done, she looks at Malik. This is bigger than one department. We're opening a full investigation. Federal jurisdiction. We'll need your cooperation. You have it. And Chief Rivera, once we're involved, this goes public. National media. Congressional inquiries. Your life is about to get very complicated. Malik nods. It already is. Garrison stands and extends her hand. Then let's complicate it further. They shake. Outside, Harlan stands in the parking lot talking to 3 officers. They're watching Malik's window. They don't know yet, but they will. The hearing is coming, and now everyone will be watching. City Council chambers. Every seat is full. Standing room only. Hundreds of people packed into a space designed for half that many. Media cameras everywhere. National networks, local stations, independent journalists streaming live. Malik Rivera stands at the center table. To his left, Preston Whitmore. To his right, Simone Vargas. Behind him, Nolan Fletcher and the 199 officers who signed the petition. Across the aisle, Warren Bishop flanked by 3 attorneys. Donovan Harlan sits front row, arms crossed, face impassive. Mayor Soto calls the meeting to order. This hearing is convened to review findings of the internal affairs investigation and to vote on proposed reforms. Chief Rivera, you have the floor. You. Malik stands, no notes. He speaks for 12 minutes. He presents data. 52 complaints. 2 meaningful disciplines. Statistical disparities in stops. Searches. Use of force. He introduces testimony from 3 complainants. Elliot Vaughn appears via video call from Arizona. His voice shakes, but he tells his story. Natalie Hendricks stands at the podium. She doesn't cry, just states facts. Reverend Clayton Ashford's testimony is quiet, dignified, devastating. Then Malik plays the audio. Bishop's voice fills the chamber. We've buried complaints before. We'll do it again. The room erupts. Bishop's face goes pale. His attorneys lean in, whispering frantically. The audio continues. 30 seconds. 60. 90. Each sentence more damning than the last. When it ends, the silence is absolute. Mayor Soto turns to Bishop. Mr. Bishop, would you like to respond? Bishop's attorney stands. On advice of counsel, Mr. Bishop declines to comment at this time. Soto's expression hardens. Very well. Sergeant Harlan? Harlan's attorney stands. My client invokes his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. The crowd murmurs. Cameras capture everything. Councilmember Whitfield leans forward. Chief Rivera, what are you asking this council to do? Malik's voice is steady. I'm asking you to vote yes on the reform package. Mandatory body cam activation for all civilian encounters. Creation of an external oversight board with subpoena power. Quarterly public reporting of complaints and outcomes. And immediate termination of the current union contract with Task Force Solutions. Whitfield nods. I've heard enough. I move to approve the reform package in its entirety. Second, another council member says immediately. Mayor Soto looks at her colleagues. All in favor? 7 hands rise, every single one. The motion passes unanimously. Chief Rivera, you are authorized to implement these reforms immediately. The chamber explodes. Applause. Cheering. Someone shouts, "About time!" Bishop stands and walks out. Harlan follows. Their attorneys trail behind, already on phones, already preparing the next lawsuit. But it doesn't matter. Not anymore. The vote is done. The reforms are law. An FBI investigation is just beginning. Outside, Grace Coleman stands on the steps holding her son's photograph. Reporters surround her. How do you feel? Like maybe, finally, things might change. Malik watches from the doorway. Vargas beside him. We did it. No, we started it. The gavel falls. But this isn't the end. It's the beginning. Later, 12 officers turn in their badges. Donovan Harlan, Callum Reed, Harlan Voss, 9 others. Some resign. Some are terminated. All face federal civil rights investigations. Warren Bishop steps down as POA president. He's not charged. Not yet. But the scrutiny is unbearable. His replacement is an officer who signed Fletcher's petition. The new policy is 3 pages. Malik signs each one. Body cam footage reviewed weekly by external board. Complaint data published quarterly. Task Force Solutions loses its contract. Keon stands next to his father at the signing ceremony. Dad, you kept your promise. Malik looks at him. Not just to you, to the 52. That evening, Malik sits in his office. Same office where weeks ago he planned to resign. Cursor blinked. Email sat empty. Now the desk is clear. Files archived. Work ongoing. He thinks about the morning he walked in. Minutes from entrance to handcuffs. Long minutes on that desk. One video that changed everything. He wore the badge. They put him in cuffs. But the badge still means something now. Accountability, not just authority. Malik closes his laptop and walks out. The station is quieter. Different. Not perfect, but better. Outside, the sun is setting. Riverside looks the same, but something underneath has shifted. Real change is messy. Painful, but it starts with one person deciding that silence costs more than speaking up. If this story mattered to you, let me know in the comments. Have you seen real change happen in your community? I want to hear it. Hit that like button. Subscribe, because stories like this aren't over. They're just beginning. Thanks for listening.